Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 1 of the League Challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on January 11th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge Thursday, February 15th at 6 p.m., and League Cup Saturday, February 24th at 11 a.m. Both Central Time, both at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events there, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick. Subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game. On the left, Rapid Strike. On the right, Mew. Looks like our Rapid Strike player is kicking things off for us. Starting with Remoraid in the active, immediately benching that Medicham V and attaching a Forest Seal Stone to it, benching that Radiant Alakazam, using the V-Star power thanks to that Forest Seal Stone, giving Medicham V the Star Alchemy V-Star power ability, where you could search your deck for any card, pick a card, any card, and guess the card we're going to go for this time. Battle VIP Pass, the infamous item card, which lets you search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon to put onto the bench, but you can only play it on your first turn. I think we'll see Double Inteleon here come down, Inteleon V. We really don't want to bench the Urshifu in this matchup since it's weak to Psychic, but actually going to go for that Spiritomb there with the Fettered and Misfortunes ability. Pretty much shuts off Fusion Strike system. It says are all Pokemon V in play have no abilities. Very good against this Mew VMAX deck, limiting its options, its draw, and therefore its options. A Rapid Strike energy will be attached to that Inteleon V, and Ultra Ball will discard a couple cards to search the deck for that Squawkabilly EX. Very good turn our Rapid Strike player is having here, all thanks to that Forest Seal Stone unlocking the hand very nicely here. The Squawkabilly EX also doing the work. Squawk and Seize, you can only use that ability on the first turn. When you do, discard the hand and draw 6 cards. Perfect Squawkabilly with 0 cards in hand here. Kind of sad I didn't get to see a high 5, but that's okay. We'll move forward and be professional here. Looks like there's nothing else to do for this turn, so I'll pass things over to our Mew VMAX player. I see the Forest Seal Stone in hand, so we're definitely going to see some stuff happen this turn. Now we just have to figure out how exactly to sequence things. Forest Seal Stone going on to that active Mew V, the solo Pokemon in play actually. And let's see what else our Mew VMAX player has. Star Alchemy being activated here to search the deck for a card. Guess which card is going to be found. Press pause and let me know in the comments. Our player is also going to take some time here to take a good look through the deck, see what is prized, what's in deck. Just take a few more moments to get a good inventory. Very good thing to do and get in the habit of doing on your first turn, or on your first deck search, let's say. Battle VIP Pass found with that Forest Seal Stone Star Alchemy here. Remember what that one does. You only play it on your first turn, but when you do, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. A second Mew V is found, as well as a Genesect V. So the Mew side of things is slowly but surely getting set up. Definitely want to see the board, the bench I should say, flooded here, so that way we could start drawing. The only thing to keep in mind is that Spiritomb V is on the opposing bench, shutting off Pokemon V abilities. So we're going to be looking to get those Fusion Strike energy attached to the Genesect. Should bring that one up so I can let you guys know about it. When it comes up, Box of Disaster attached to the bench Mew V. There we go, Fusion Strike Energy attached to that Genesect V. So let's check out Fusion Strike Energy right quick. I know it basically gets around the Spiritoon's Fettered in Misfortune ability, but I'll let you guys know exactly how it does. Fusion Strike Energy reads, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides every energy type, or every type of energy, but provides one energy at a time. It also has this special text here: prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So Spiritomb's ability no longer affects Genesect V, so its Fusion Strike system ability, where it can draw up to how many Fusion Strike Pokemon are in play, is online here, thanks to that Fusion Strike energy. So, a long way of saying Genesect's V with the Fusion Strike energy still can draw all the cards, even though that Spiritomb V, or excuse me, the Spiritomb is in play. Judge being the supporter for turn here on the Mew side. Both players shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards. Another Genesect V hits the bench and a Feather Ball is played. Feather Ball lets you search your deck for a Pokemon with free retreat. Guess who has free retreat? The Mew line. Another Mew V is found, and we are filling up the bench on Mew's side here. Fusion Strike system incoming from that Genesect that has the Fusion Strike energy attached. 2 cards in hand. Let's see if any of them are playable here. As you guys can see, the card of the hour is that Forest Seal Stone, making things possible. Fusion Strike system, drawing up to 5 cards here, since there's 5 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Can we get one more to fill up the bench? Really don't need to this turn. Maybe nothing else to do but retreat into the Mew that has the Box of Disaster here. Looks like our players are learning about the Fusion Strike energy today. Let's see if any of those cards drawn want to be played this turn. Maybe a double turbo, and nope, we already attached an energy actually, so it was the debate on whether to play the Path to the Peak or not, and they ended up going for the Path to the Peak. That shuts off all rule box Pokemon abilities. Pass things over to our Fusion Strike, or our Rapid Strike player here, excuse me. Battle of the Strikes, and our Rapid player instantly plays that Iono. Both players shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of their deck, and then draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. So both players will get 6 cards in this case. Inteleon VMAX evolves on the bench. Now we just need something like that Tower of Waters to retreat into that Pokemon so it can attack. Now we've got no abilities, that's right, so we cannot use Double Gunner. Or Inteleon VMAX cannot use its Double Gunner ability. Ultra Ball being eyeballed up here. Debating on playing it or not to find the Octillery, I guess. Ultra Ball is going to discard Karina's Focus. The second Karina's Focus being discarded here actually. And a Water Energy. To search the deck for any Pokemon, any evolution of Pokemon, basic, evolution, doesn't matter. The Octillery is found. I think the Octillery will be evolved in its, what's its ability? Rapid Strike Search? Yeah, Rapid Strike Search. We'll probably find the Tower of Waters, but we'll see what our player actually decides to do here. Shuffling things up like they may not be going back in. Could just be thinking as well, but there we go. Octillery evolved. And Rapid Strike Search being activated here. Once per turn, search your deck for a Rapid Strike card. Anything with the Rapid tag in the top right corner can be found. That Tower of Waters is found to counter that Path to the Peak, and also give all Rapid Strike Pokemon 2 colorless less retreat. So that Octillery can retreat for free into the giant Inteleon VMAX. Inteleon VMAX uses its G Max Spiral attack for 140 damage, putting that Rapid Strike energy back into the hand and passing things over to our Mew player, who instantly plays a Hisuian Heavy Ball. That item card lets you look at your prize cards, and you may swap the Heavy Ball for a basic Pokemon you find there and shuffle the prizes back up. No target was found there, so the Heavy Ball will just go to the discard in this case. And let's see what else our Mew player has in store today. Forest Seal Stone thinned out of the hand onto that Genesect V. Another Genesect V hits the bench as well. Ultra Ball will be played here, discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Pokemon. Mew VMAX most likely going to be the target of that Heavy Ball here. And I would guess that they are going to evolve the Mew on the bench that has the Box of Disaster attached. And that's most likely going to be our attacker this turn. But we got to see what else our Mew VMAX player chooses to play from their hand this turn. There also is access to one Fusion Strike system. Actually, the Mew VMAX evolved on the Mew with no tool attached, so Fusion Strike system now drawing up to 6 since there are 6 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Hunting for that double turbo energy now, or another Fusion Strike energy and a Alyssa Sparkle in order to attack here. So yeah, our Rapid Strike player did not really want to put the Medicham V in play, but they kind of had to use the Forest Seal Stone to have that very good turn 1 we saw. Double Mew VMAX on the bench now. No more access to Fusion Strike system, since the other 2 Genesect don't have that Fusion Strike energy attached to get around the Spiritom's Fettered in Misfortune ability. Path to the Peak coming down. Looks like a potential slower turn here for our Mew VMAX player. Body language shows there's really not much else to do aside from retreat. Mew retreats into a Genesect and pass things over to our Rapid Strike player. Okay. So the Mew V on the bench is protected, wisely not evolved into that Mew VMAX. So that way, if it happens to get KO'd, only 2 prizes will be taken versus the 3. Or should I say, though it would have more HP by evolving, if the KO was somehow taken, it'd give up 3 prizes if it was a VMAX versus just the 2 is staying a V. Good heads up play by our Mew VMAX player here. Looks like our Rapid Strike player is going for a Rapid Strike search from that Octillery to search the deck for a Rapid Strike card. The Tower of Waters is instantly found to replace the Path to the Peak Stadium. Rulebox Pokemon abilities are online now, meaning that Radiant Alakazam and Inteleon VMAX can use their abilities. Inteleon VMAX, speaking of, uses a Double Gunner ability, discarding a water energy and putting 2 damage counters on 2 of the opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, so see what happened there. Let's go back here. Took me a second to figure it out. So this Mew V has 140 damage on it, 180 total HP. Double Gunner put 20 damage on the Genesect, 20 damage on the Mew, bringing the Mew up to 160. Then Radiant Alakazam used its Painful Spoons ability. Once during your turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So the 2 damage counters moved from the Genesect there onto the Mew to bring it up to 180 and take the mid-turn KO. 2 prizes. And Rapid Strike Energy attached to the active VMAX, and then the VMAX used its GMAX Spiral for 140 damage, returning that energy back to the hand, and play resumes on Mew's side. Let's see how our Mew player can respond here. Still in the early game. Mew did not get an attack off last turn, as they would have liked to. But we'll see what they got for us today. Ultra Ball, discarding a useless Battle VIP pass and a Path to the Peak. Mostly just to thin the hand down by 3 cards there to draw more cards with Fusion Strike system, as the Ultra Ball fails to find any Pokemon here. Getting things nice and shuffled up here. That way we can draw exactly what we need with Fusion Strike system. Power Tablet played first, giving plus 30 damage to Fusion Strike Pokemon attack. And perfect Fusion Strike system for 6 cards. Definitely got to find the double turbo energy to attack here, right? Maybe a boss's orders would be desired as well to be able to take 2 prizes here. You're not, well, let's say this, you're being 3-shot by the Inteleon VMAX at this point, if it's only doing GMAX Spiral, no double gunner shenanigans going on. But Cramomatic discarding an item card to flip a coin. If heads, search the deck for any card. A card is selected there. I imagine it's the double turbo energy in order to attack. We'll see. It was placed on the top, so we'll have to watch out for it. But that's my bold prediction here. Double turbo energy to attack. If it wasn't in hand already, totally depends on what's in hand. Missed it. Next card to be played here is that double turbo energy. That must have been what was found there. And Escape Rope being played. So we have the way to move the active Genesect V already in hand. Squawkabilly being put into the active spot, actually. Interesting. 2 prizes guaranteed. Once the Mew VMAX copies the benched Technoblast for 100 and actually for 220 right now, thanks to the Power Tablet. Mew with that Cross Fusion Strike attack lets you use for 2 colorless any of your bench Fusion Strike Pokemon's attack as this attack. Something like that. And another card debating on being played here by our Mew VMAX player. Wonder if it's the boss's orders in order to select the target, but I think the 2 prizes are just fine to take here. Evening things up in this mid-game here. Medicham V coming into the active spot on Rapid side, and play resumes there. Earthen Vessel being played. Discard a card and search the deck for up to 2 basic energy cards. Double basic water being found here. So we're going to see a double gunner. Inteleon V being found with the Rapid Strike search on the Octillery, I believe. Using some helpful shortcuts here and getting things done very efficiently as long as the opponent's aware and okay. Double Gunner, placing 2 damage counters on the bench on 2 Genesect here. And then a Radiant Alakazam moves one of the 20 damage over. Oh, I think KO was taken on that Genesect the way it was on the Mew earlier. So yeah, that Genesect, this one had 140 on it. Then when it got double gunnered, it has 160. No, it's got 180, right? Let's see here. 20 moving it over. Aha, that was actually a Yoga Loop. Wow, that was intense. Okay, took me a little bit to figure out, but we got there. Let's go back and check it out again. So this Genesect currently has 140 on it. It's going to be the recipient of a double gunner, bringing it up to 160. Radiant Alakazam is going to move the 20 from the other Genesect to it, bringing it up to 180. Then Rapid Strike Energy is attached to the active Medicham V. It uses its Yoga Loop attack. Place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and if the Pokemon's knocked out in this way, then you just take another turn. So we got the KO on the bench Genesect V with the Yoga Loop, and now our Rapid Strike player gets to take another turn. Can we find 2 more prizes during this turn? It's possible. A little harder with no Urshifu VMAX in play, but not impossible. I'm not sure if their list plays boss's orders, but that might be the only way. Some double gunners, some Radiant Alakazam, some boss's orders, and we could see the game over here this turn. Let's see what our rapid player can put together. Looks like there should have been 10 damage counters. So yeah, something I missed earlier. The Radiant Alakazam, the last turn, didn't move the full 20 over because only 10 was needed to get the KO with the Yoga Loop on the Genesect that was KO'd. So just move 10 over. Our players communicating and getting that taken care of. Double Gunner now being used, discarding that water energy and putting 20 damage on 2 bench Pokemon, bringing the Genesect up to 30 and the Mew V up to 20. Rapid Strike Energy attached to the bench Inteleon V. Medicham retreats for free thanks to the Tower of Waters. That Inteleon VMAX comes into the active spot and uses a Gmax Spiral for 140 damage and putting that Rapid Strike Energy back into its owner's hand. Play resumes on Mew VMAX side. Double Turbo Energy attached to the bench Mew VMAX. Cramomatic being played here. Heads on that Cramomatic, the second heads of the game. Cramomatic discards an item card. Remember, then you flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for any card. A card is found here. Let's see, the Double Turbo Energy was put onto the bench Mew VMAX this turn, so most likely not going to find the Fusion Strike Energy to attach to the Genesect V this turn. Iono looks to be the supporter per turn. Oh yeah, very good in this case. Iono, supporter for turn. Both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of their deck. Then they draw cards for their remaining prize cards. Rapid Strike player being disrupted and only getting 2 cards, while the Mew player gets 4. Featherball being played now to search the deck for a Pokemon with free retreat. Let's see what our player goes for, if anything. Could be used within the hand, but I think you're okay to put another Mew V on the bench if you have access to it, which I don't think they do, actually. The other Mew was KO'd, and we got 3 in play right now, so I'm just going to fail that Feather Ball. But at least it was thinned out of the hand. The deck was able to be searched, and now we could start drawing cards with the Fusion Strike system. Mew VMAX retreats for free into the other Mew VMAX. Power Tablet is played. And Fusion Strike system drawing up to 5 cards here, thanks to that Fusion Strike energy on that Genesect V. As you can see, just one Fusion Strike system can carry you. Now our player with the fresh grip of 5 cards is going to attach a choice belt to the active Mew VMAX. Lost Vacuum being played, sending, let's say, that double turbo energy to the Lost Zone in order to send a Tool or Stadium card in play into the Lost Zone. The powerful Tower of Waters being the target there, it going to the Lost Zone. And then we're going to hit this VMAX, opposing VMAX, as hard as we can for 250 damage, I believe. Yep, 250 damage on that opposing Inteleon VMAX. 70 HP remaining on it. On the big 3-prizer here. 4 prizes left for the Mew VMAX player to take, and play resumes on the disrupted Rapid Strike side. Double Gunner, placing some more damage on that bench Genesect V and Mew V. 50 on the Genesect and 40 on the Mew, I believe. And Rapid Strike Search, I think, is being used here by that Octillery to search the deck for a Rapid Strike card. Rapid Strike Energy being found here. Okay. So I think the Tower of Waters would have been very nice to find here to hide on the bench, hide that hugely damaged Pokemon on the bench, but gonna have to go with the Rapid Strike Energy here. It looks like Radiant Alakazam is going to move some damage from the bench Genesect to the active Mew. 20 damage moved. Yep. And then Inteleon VMAX is going to use its Gmax Spiral for 140, bringing the Mew VMAX up to 160. It's within 2-shot range here. Alright, another Genesect V is put onto the bench. Double Turbo Energy attached to the bench Mew V. And what do we do? Retreat and attack. Actually going to use the Fusion Strike system first to draw up to 6 cards. More options to see, more things to potentially do. 4 prizes to 2 prizes here. Forest Seal Stone thinned out of the hand and attached to the bench Genesect V. That's breakdancing, of course. And we've got quite a game here for our round 1 of the challenge, just like we like to see. Alright, a couple cards in our Mew VMAX player's hand. Not really much else they could do to build their board. We definitely have the attack, the KO, on the opposing 3-prizer. It's just that you got 4 prize cards left. So I'm going to go for a Cramomatic Tails this time. The hand is thinned down, but there was only access to 1 Fusion Strike system so far. And it looks like time was called here, and we're on turn 0. Mew players turn 0 and fires off with Judge, where both players shuffle their hand to their deck and draw 4 cards each. Some disruption here, not as good as Iono, but still disruption is something our Mew player will take. Alright, let's see what our Judge gave. A Mew VMAX, the third one, evolves on the bench here, giving that Mew V more HP. That's exactly what our Mew player needed here, to retreat into that way lighter damaged Mew VMAX. And it takes the KO on the opposing Inteleon VMAX with Max Miracle, I believe, 130 damage, and it can attack the next turn, unlike the Techno Blast. I think that's what our players might be confirming here, is which attack was used, but I imagine they went for the Max Miracle, copying Mew VMAX's Max Miracle for 130 damage. So it can attack, it's ready to attack. Next turn doesn't have to move to the bench or anything weird like that, but either way, an Escape Rope is played. Escape Rope has the opponent choose a new active Pokemon first, then you do the same. So Breakdance and Genesect comes into the active spot. Medicham V moves into the active spot. I don't think we're anywhere near Yoga Loop territory here. Did I miss something there? Let's see. Alright, we got Escape Rope. Okay, that put the Genesect up. Then the Medicham came up. And it was the lightly damaged, the Mew with only 40 that was in the active spot. Alright, sorry if I'm tripping here, but let's see what happens. Okay. We have the Mew with 40 damage in the active spot. The Escape Rope is played. Okay, the Mew with 40 damage moves to the bench, and then the Genesect, Breakdancing, comes into the active spot. Medicham V comes into the active spot. Let's see, Energy Retrieval being debated, but no, they just moved the Mew VMAX that was in the active spot back to the active spot. Let's see what our Rapid Strike player does here before I make a call. Okay, no. So okay. What I think's happening is our Mew VMAX player was still debating on who should go up after the Escape Rope was played. Yeah, okay. So that's all that was happening here. Thank you guys for your patience, but we are going to settle on the Breakdancing Genesect V coming into the active spot here after the Escape Rope. Medicham locked in, Breakdancing Genesect V locked in, and now play continues on our Rapid Strike side. Looks like another Earthen Vessel being played. Gotta love that glare here, but if it is an Earthen Vessel, you discard a card and you can search your deck for 2 basic energy. So our Rapid Strike player is taking a look through their deck. And let's see if there's any energy in there. They grabbed a Rapid Strike energy. So most likely they failed the Earthen Vessel. Was nice to get the Forest Seal Stone thinned out of the deck there, though. Failed the Earthen Vessel, and then used Rapid Strike Search from the Octillery to find Rapid Strike Energy. They're attaching that energy to the bench Inteleon VMAX, Energy Retrieval being played. Item card lets you put from the discard pile to your hand up to 2 basic energy. Double Gunner coming down, spreading some more damage on the bench. And Professor's Research being played to discard the hand and draw 7 new cards. I think a boss's orders would have been lovely here to try to strand the Genesect and hit it pretty hard, but our Metacham is going to manually retreat into the Inteleon VMAX, and it is going to attack. Oh, excuse me, I just realized I said earlier boss's orders would be nice to strand the Genesect, but there is already a Genesect in the active spot, so research was awesome there. Anyways, Inteleon VMAX attacks the opposing Genesect V with Gmax Spiral 140 and put that energy back into the hand. And let's see if our Mew players got it. Switch cart. Looks like that's the start of things. Switch cart lets you switch the active with the bench and heal 30 damage off of that active Pokemon. Mew VMAX moves into the active spot here, and boss's orders on the Spiritomb, bringing it into the active spot. Mew VMAX takes the KO on the Spiritomb and the last prize of the game. Whew, that one was tricky. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the Professor's Lab.